For this part of the live stream video is now being prepared on the set. Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. We are back and we're about to be ready to enter in Season 9 on Episode 2 from Motorflix. It's about to go enter the arcade to have 4 events will be taken on in Flashback. As we've been participating to have 2 events since Season 5 from Episode 1 and 2 from American Legend, so it all comes together because this will bring out to have a classic nostalgia to have some theme environment background to go pixelated nostalgia. And of course for today's theme summon is going to be participate in speedrun. A live summon event is now being featured to have 6 combo events by disciplines includes with 3 skills are about to be set and good to go. After complete from episode 1 in the same season for this part of the continuation update on American Legend for the 9th season. But there will be some new cars, new addition, and even of course to have a brand new motorpass system is now being adding up to have a new set of abilities and 4 different exclusive vehicles. So let's have a good look and get yourself prepared because this will have to take much more fine preparation to go enter for today's theme summon in week number 1. As always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Let's get ready to go and start for today's live summit event. Here we go. Let's begin. So, the arcade has come to make sense about after clear from the first episode. So here we are right now is now currently to be arriving in episode 2. With the launch of the Crew Motorfest is already here because many crew players is now very excited to be go and race around in Oahu, which is going to be take place in Hawaii. But I'll have to stay here and be left behind to be playing in the Crew 2 whenever I like and come back at any time. So on to the motorpass and let's have a good look to be on the number of tiers. The first 3 tiers on number 1 is the EXO addition to the 2013 Jaguar CX-75 is now becoming a fully modified hypercar vehicle. Looks so pretty awesome, snazzy, and modern technology is about to go advanced hypercar. So the detail is now being description to see how the number of challenges is now being reset after clear from the previous episode. So I'll have to take a good look. Inspection by the details. 850 horsepower and top speed 219 miles per hour. Very good to have a nice different set of the wing spoiler is now being placed on the rear. Very unique and very cool to be having a good exclusive hypercar vehicle, and even to have an EXO 02 is now being Hang on, let me try this again. So here we have the EXO addition to the 2013 Hang on, give me a sip of water. Let me give me a bit more time to rehearsal this. Alright, let's try this again. As the Crew Motorfest has already arrived by having a good perfect time to go release date from yesterday, so I'll have to stay here and play the Crew 2 to do some planning and get back on track to do some full walkthrough later on after putting up with this live stream video to go in progress. So it all makes sense. Episode 2 is going to be take place to have a good place to be here in the Flashback arcade. Very cool to have 4 brand new events that now related to Flashback after we have finishing from the other 2 events from Motorflix Season 5 in Episode 1 and 2. Onto the motorpass and have a good look to have a new set of tiers and exclusive vehicle. By starting out in tier number 1 to have the other 2 items and 1 hypercar discipline is the Jaguar CX-75 Concept EXO Edition 2013. This one is built to be designed as an advanced hypercar. To see the windshield banner is now being shown as EXO-02. Looks so pretty cool, different, unique, and Wayne style is now being attached onto the rear. So pretty awesome and much more kick butt to be driving to go faster just like the original. But even of course it has 850 horsepower and top speed 219 miles per hour just like the original and Lunar Year Edition. But this one is going to be having a brand new motorpass exclusive to be labeled as a premium content. Along with the other first tier, Flashback helmet on the Epic, pretty cool in blue and good old racing nostalgia. But what else? Something else that has a new set of amenity that related to Pixel. But there will be a Freaky Night tire is now being listed on the Epic along with the first tier. Next up, same title on the Underglow in tier number 2. Looks so spooky, old school, and Pixel. Everything is all about bats and spiders. But perhaps, if you really are an old school gamer, these kinds of new set of amenities and items that has all kinds of different styles that related to the 1980s, but it is a very good, excellent to have a new old-fashioned way to see how new items is now being coming in for every 2 months. Onto the third tier for free is the Retro Lava Nitro. Looks so fired up and being made out with cubes to go in squares. Looks so fired up and good old-fashioned to see the style is well made to be achieved. Onto the fourth tier, here we have Pyramid's tire. Another kind of pixel, looks so cool and very good to have a themed set of colors that related to be on a pixel background in the desert. But even of course to have some more free exclusive to be on the tier number 5 and 6 with some more crew credits pack. And the floating icon is now being in the first part of the set for the powerboat discipline. On to tier 7, Pyramid's Trail Smoke, rare vanity, very cool and outfitted on the line to be well used on the off-road and tarmac mixed together. And don't forget, tier 8 that you might need to get some more extra bucks earnings that you might need to catch up and go stack around to do some more events. On to tier number 9, Freaky Night Rooftop on the Epic. Pixel Bat, that would be very cool, much more classic. To go in style to choose any kinds of vehicles that you might need to use. And there's the smoke in the same title on tier 10. Bring out the Pixel Bats and spread around and do some donut trails. This smoke is very much more pretty spooky and bring out the bats in pixel style. On to tier 11, 2,000 crew credits along with tier 12 to add more 50,000 bucks. And here we have tier 13 is the BMW M2 B-Hype Edition 2017. This one is fully modified and even of course to have a different set of exclusive to be well used in the motorpass. Just like the original, but this one is pretty much more amazing to have a street racing vehicle to go into a full competition. But I kinda like it. Color in yellow and wide body kit is now being outfitted to be made in carbon fiber. Detail check, street racing that put up with 370 horsepower and top speed 155 miles per hour. This would be very good that compares to the original, but that will have to take a good excellent 4-card collection quest for myself, though I had to add it to the list. On to the Pyramid's tint on tier 13. Common rarity type is very cool and everything that is made out of Egyptian pixel style. Looks so historical from 5,000 years ago. Along with the same tier, here we have Pyramid Nitro. So epic, so historical, and bring out the ancient items will be pop out when going faster in a high speed. Pretty nifty, right? Pretty nifty and fine ancient relic. Next up, tier 14 is the Pyramid's Underglow is now listed on the Epic Vanity as well. So the encrypted title is now being placed around on the card to be considered as an Underglow. But looks to me because there is also to have a strange looking figure is now being seen on the rear. I bet you guys might gonna have to explain what it looks like, but this is definitely might be part of the Egyptian to be related to it. Gonna skip on to tier 15, 2000 crew credits, and Rooftop is actually to be well placed on tier number 16. Now this is very much more fantastic that is actually to be based from the Egyptian landmark. On to tier 17. This will be the title as Forgotten Island is now being included to have 3 different sets of vanity. The first one is the Underglow to be received for free when you're stopping at tier number 17. Tier number 18 to be skipped by having 50,000 bucks. And then the Island Tire is now being shown on tier number 19. Very exclusive, and look at the skull is being spinning around. That kind of a vanity is so very epic along with the other kinds of theme set from the previous update. So I'll have to take a good look and show the details will be compatible on any type of discipline, such as street race, drift, hypercar, rally raid, rallycross, touring car, and Alpha Grand Prix. Other kinds of vehicles that is not eligible to be compatible with this kind of a vanity, so you'll have to go and try this out to be fitted. But don't forget, Motor Stars pack is now going adding up by tier number 20 to go boost up onto tier number 21 to get more crew credits, and Retro Alarm Horn in the rare on tier 22. Gonna skip on to tier number 23, and here's the Forgotten Island Smoke on the rare in tier 24. Bring out the leaves and put up a whole lot of good rare of the smoke. That kind of a smoke will be bring out the leaves. Feels lucky to be green and feels lucky to have a good time in nature for only off-road vehicles. Now on to the 25th tier is the Dash addition to the 2014 Volkswagen Golf GTI. This one is fully become a street racing model, is now adding up with some wide body modification, a different unique wing spoiler, and unique custom parts is now being installed to have a good exclusive vehicle. Considered as a street racing vehicle that has 220 horsepower and top speed 151 miles per hour is now actually to be compared from the original version to the Volkswagen Golf GTI. So next up, Flashback tire on the comment in tier 26. This compound tire is actually to be putting up to have a different set of pixel is now being outfitted just like the real life counterpart version. But very good to be used on any kinds of flashback events that related to street racing, hypercar, and even of course to have Alpha Grand Prix disciplines. Skip on to tier 27 for having more crew credits, and the low Hellpoint Nitro on tier 28. Guess the Nitro is going to be a little bit low on health, so the health point is now actually to be titled to have a HP to be on low. But very good to have a classic low HP Nitro to be added to the game. More bucks on tier 29, and here we have for free in tier 30 is the retro starting grid on the horn. But don't forget, More Motor Stars pack to be adding up by the boost in Tier 31, along with Tier 32 is the Begotten Island rooftop on the Epic. This pixel rooftop is now being put up to be included to have a good old skull on top of it on any other card that you like to use it. Sounds like this is going to be quite pretty much more pixel style to it, but I kind of like it, and it moves around to be doing on directional. 2,000 crew credits to be added on Tier 33, more bucks on Tier 34, second set on the floating icon for Powerboat Discipline on Tier 35. Tier 36 is the Flashback Underglow is now being on the common vanity. This one is now being used on the side rather than on the front and rear. But take a good look, you guys. The palm trees and the sun all together on two sides is pretty much more common to be interested to have a different set of unique underglow. Good old fashioned, and even what's best for the most on tier number 37. The 1986 Proto Flashback, a fictional hypercar vehicle. It is actually to be made out of a retro race car from the 1980s to be used in a video game. But it doesn't show the horsepower and top speed because this is a fictional hypercar vehicle that is actually to be look like a race car. But on the inside, this interior view is actually to be similar to the F1 race car from the 1980s video game. But I can't wait to get this one for free and what's momentarily to have some more set amenities and outfit. Tier 38 must be skipped. Here's the retro coins horn on the rear in Tier 39. Tier 40, the Sakura Underglow on the rear. Time to bring out the look on the Underglow to have a nice pixel Sakura flowers is now being made in pink. Rare type of vanity, and this is going to be quite very good to be having a different kind of a retro Underglow to be exclusive on any Japanese road cars. More bucks on Tier 41, and next up, the Sakura tire on the same title is now being listed on the rare vanity. That one is so pretty good to be awesome to see this kind of a pixel tire. More crew credits added on 2000 in Tier 43. Tier 44 will have to go extra boost for only one more time to add 15 Motor Stars pack. Tier 45, the same title on the Sakura tint in common. Somehow compatible to be using on any discipline such as street race, drift, drag race, hypercar, rally raid, rallycross, monster truck, touring car, and Alpha Grand Prix discipline. Compatible to be available to have each kinds of 9 discipline to be eligible to be using with this window tint. Now on to be skipped from Tier 46. Here we have the Loot Storm on Tier 47 for Rallycross discipline. Tier 48, a retro Aprecchio horn. Well, this is going to be quite giving a hard pronounce to see this title. But this horn is very much more epic to be indeed. Just only 2 Sakura themed vanities to go because the Nitro on Tier 49. Time to put up with some petals and see the flowers is now being shown on the boost. Pretty excited, right? The Nitro and the flowers all together that have a recipe to go in beauty. But what else? Something else to do the best because the Flashback outfit is now being revealed on Tier 50 for the last. This one is pretty much more excited to have a different retro themed outfit, but it's definitely made out of polygons. But the Flashback title is now being shown on the jacket, but I can't wait to get this one to be available after completing in each part of the progress for every week. Last but not least, the smoke on the Sakura in Tier 50 as well. Pink petals, pink smoke, and excellency to see one pink style of the smoke is definitely might be going in epic. Alright, with 4 million bucks to get these kinds of more vanity items and 2 exclusive vehicles, so I had to take it and purchased. Right on time and go for the jumpstart on tier 13. Gonna have to collect all the items, so I'll have to hold it. And let's just gonna have to move on forward to take the bundle event as I'm about to go down in preparation. Alright, phase 1 preparation complete. Now I'll have to get ready to do on phase 2 preparation on standby. So give me a minute folks, so I had to take a good look on the chat filter, so I had to be ready to do on the rehearsal part on the set. Just give me a take 5. Alright, let's just gonna have to get ready and get myself prepared. Excuse me. Alright, let's try this and do this rehearsal part to do it. With the Ferrari 488 Pista is now being acquired as part of the bundle event, only one more car to go, which is definitely a which is the GT2 version. 20% discount in 291,647 bucks available. This kind of a touring car discipline was part of the USB Tour Cities update. This vehicle debuted in the 2022 Fanatec GT2 European Series. It is fitted with a 2.5L Audi TFSI 20 valve B5. Sorry folks. I'll have to cover this up, so I had to do some more standby changes to do later on, so I'm gonna have to go for take 2. With the Ferrari 488 Pista is now acquired to be added to the collection, only one more car to be eligible to be participate in speedrun as a deemed summon. The KTM Expo GT2 is now being listed for only one of the 2 car lineup that contains with a discount of 20% off at 291,647 bucks available. A touring car discipline to be debuted in the 2022 Fanatec GT2 European Series is fitted with a 2.5-liter Audi TFSI 20 valve i5 engine. It is actually to be based from the hypercar counterpart to be known as the KTM Expo GTS. Now it is a GT2 race car category is now being participated to be debuted from last year. So very good to have 600 horsepower and top speed 186 miles per hour. Drivetrain is a mid-engine layout. So I'll have to add this up, get myself prepared, adding up with some set of preparation parts, and go participate and prove your worth to be entered in speedrun for today's live summon. Okay, phase 2 on the set is complete. Now gonna have to go on phase 3. Okay, there you go. Go and customize and choose something else to be available. Alright, let's try this again and get ready for the next phase. WIP session and pulling the ropes is going in to have a main effort chances to get the Proto Marble Edition to the lucky one. So, in the meantime, because I just took one event to be on the follow-up catch-up after spending some countless hours and training by using with the Lamborghini Countach LPI 800 is all about trying to make your best effort to pull out by having one ritual card that I'm about to be using. It takes matter of concentration, clean racing, and agility that needs to take more perfection that I might need to go down and do an acting director by the perk. Rank is at 8,910 place in 1,196,132 points. 4 rewards will be required, and we're about to get ready to enter in the first week of the challenge to get more followers and climb up to be entered to have some more followers to get up onto the MotorStars content pack. Let's have a good stop by and proceed to have some more rewards. Very good. Pyramids Underglow unlock. Crew credits. Rooftop. Forgotten Island Underglow. Bucks pack. Tire. All of them is now being checked. Includes with a retro alarm horn on the rare. From tier number 13 to 22, looks like I'm on a head start. So it takes so many farming work to get up onto 4 million bucks to be well included to do some progress. So now we got 1 rerun and 3 brand new Demon Summon is about to be scheduled to be available by coming soon. Including the player's choice is actually to have a 1 bit of the random is now being set on 6 events and 3 skills. The sequel to the Ford Attic, Dust to Dust, and the rerun on The Rising Sun Strikes Back Again. To be on the right start. So, gonna have to choose for only 1 skill and 6 events to be available by selection. How about just gonna have to go on low altitude? We'll have to take the good first step to be in New Mexico. Better grab your aerobatics or air race discipline. It's about to go low and watch yourself. The rocky areas is about to get much more surrounded. Go for the Waco aircraft and fly low. Keep a good, excellent, maintained formation. That's good. Stay on track. Gonna keep this puppy to be in low position without any further contact by touch and go. Go for the boost. 10 seconds. Gonna ace that course by a piece of cake. And clear. 27,116 points. That's 1 skill, 2 to go, and 8 more remaining. 153,579 points. That should be going in to take a good smooth sailing. Next up, Solemn on skill 2 in Newport, located in the East Coast. Talk about having the best time to go 1 lap in the Solemn on the powerboat, folks. But good thing putting up the Ice Marine Blade Runner GT4 is now actually to be set and go procedure as well. But talk about having a confusion about the Ice Marine Blade Runner is now actually to be dubbed as nickname. Okay, slow down and turn around. Come on. It takes 1 bit of practice, we'll have to get it right. But a bit more distraction. Going 1 lap is going to be a bit more challenging to see how you can handle this. But 148,306 points. Gonna have to try this to go on attempt 2 to clear for only 1 lap without slowing down in any means necessarily. For example, concentration and patience is all you need to speed up more. So that's how what happens, because all you need to do is gonna have to pass that skill with 1 lap without any further length of time. That's how update by the record is still might need to do some more concentration, depends that you're using on the powerboat or jet sprint discipline. So gonna have to take a lot more time to keep going, so let's go to Arch Park Trail for the escape to choose any off-road vehicle, or especially to be much more impossible challenge to see how one hypercar discipline will do the work. But I might have to be preferred to go old-fashioned to be using with rally raid vehicle this time. Go on discipline, choose any available off-road vehicle to have a very good excellent pick for myself. Gonna have to go and choose the KTM 450 Rally with the UDRS Inspirtech livery to go in blue. Now let's get the party started and turn the engine on. Whenever it depends on each direction that you might gonna have to go anywhere. Well, I just heard that one player that has actually to be using with the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus Dubai Edition that took a long trip to go all the way in the mountain states to the west coast is now going anywhere to have a very much more length of the distance to go exactly like. I mean, this is going to be quite very crazy to see how one player just actually pulled that stunt off. Very crazy. I have no idea that this skill is going to be much more insane than I never expected to be. Oh boy, looks like I just reached the dead end. That could be having a 1 bit approaching to have that forward direction. Somehow, 20 yards to be stopping at the first attempt is actually to go for a bit closer. So the first one is now all about to have that obstacle to have a going enter in the rocky areas. So let's try this. Let's try the opposite direction to go on the road will be preferred to be much more safer. So I have to follow this guy right here. And here it comes. Gonna get back on track. Okay, looks like that could be a bit more challenging to do this if I really need time. Okay, let's try this again. How embarrassing. Okay, let's see how it works. Gonna take the hill, go by the boost. Okay, this could get much more tricky. Gonna have to follow the dirt trail right here. Very safe, clear, and natural. But the problem is, this could get a bit more rough around to do it. Alright, gonna have to shake up from the red zone, just like last week, after I just pulled the most intense stunt from Pikes Peak. Oof, talk about having a tough daredevil stunt. Gonna stay focused and beat that ejected. Okay, come on, going up. End of the line starts here. 38.67 yards. Not so bad. Very good to be using on the opposite direction. Record by update, 148,124 points. I know this skill is definitely the most impossible challenge for every hypercar discipline to go anywhere onto the west to the east. With all the 3 skills complete, let's enter to have some series of combo event with discipline on each part of the category. So how about one combo event to be using for the Ferrari 488 Pista is going to be take place in Las Vegas. Let's go to the south of the strip and grab your Ferrari to be depends on the official colors, vanities, and personalized livery that you really might need to bring out with because it's about to go hypercar fast and make a good run. The first part of the event is all about Test Your Might. One Ferrari 488 Pista 2018 with 320 per level in the hypercar discipline, 857 horsepower and top speed 279 miles per hour. Just to have 2 laps and this will be a piece of cake. And by that piece of cake, and I mean this will have to take one top of the risk. We'll have to go and clean racing to have some smashing objects around in the area. Countdown commences in 3, 2, 1, and let's kick it up to the high gear.
Go, go, go!
Okay, looks like gonna have to keep coming in. Checkpoint by checkpoint, 2 laps by time attack. Well, I don't know how am I supposed to do this kind of a different stunt, just like all the other Crew 2 players out just barely made that most impossible ejected time yet. But it's gonna be a bit more crazy, so I might gonna have to do only one clear run without any jumps. Just like this, and keep coming in. Make one shortcut to go here. That's 1 lap down, 1 more to go. Okay. Got this check in and do the same pattern. This will be a hypercar carnage to see how one stunt of the objective will go in and out. Okay, let's do it. Coming around and push the nitro towards the finish line. That was a pure driving hypercar event for only one street race event, but especially to see how one outcome is now actually to be received to have 114,798 points to have 1 minute 43.551 seconds to go hypercar road rage. That's one event down, 5 to go, and let's see how a different discipline will go on set to be on the combo. Next up, Jersey City for the KTM Expo GT2 will be facing with Alpha Grand Prix race car. It's about time to see how one of the best touring car discipline in USB Tour cities for only 8 events is definitely to have one GT2 category to step in and challenging with some AGP cars. Especially to have Red Bull race cars is now being featured on the track. So adds up onto the per level to be in 320 in 782 horsepower and top speed 247 miles per hour. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the vanity tire is now being outfitted to be colored in red, but I'll have to test it and give it a go on the track and see how it goes. So let's get ready to roll and feel the color in red and embrace it to have one GT2 race car to go into the faster limit on the track.
You're so gonna win this one.
Okay, gonna have to keep coming around through the first corner. On the inside to the interior view for the GT2 spec version to the KTM Expo GTX, which is definitely to become as a racing car category. When it turns out to have a hypercar discipline, this touring car discipline is very much more used for competition on the track. Compared to the road car, and especially to have the race car category that has different features with the same technology. But very good to see how Ubisoft just put up with a good excellent pick to have the nice GT2 version to be took part in the USB Tour cities. So that's the first lap clear. On to lap number 2. Gonna have to go faster to make it hard and step up onto the main acceleration. Okay, that's sector clear. Going in on to the next checkpoint. But this one should be added on to the WIP session after this, so it'll have to give my Total Drama OC Lexia to explain the details about the KTM Expo GT2. But very good to be capable, just like the Dutch racing car vehicle to be took part in Le Mans, and especially for the Celine S1 GT4 Cup. So we're gonna have to take that chicane turn. Alright, very good. We're almost there at the checker flag finish. Kind of admit because the compound red tire is still got some skills to be well applied in style. Alright. Event 2 is clear, so record is set by 2 minutes, 17.446 seconds. But exactly indeed, 107,877 points has now achieved in the first attempt record to be trying out with a GT2 version of the KTM Expo track car only. That's 2 down, 4 to go, and better get ready to go over to downtown New York in Manhattan. Demolition Derby versus Street Racing Vehicle will be said to be over at the Financial District South. Motor Trend Classic Challenge, that is. So it'll have to take 2 laps to see how Demolition Derby to go wreck around and drive clean freely. Drive clean freely is actually to have some differences to choose between more of the Fender cars, including with the Dodge Charger RT Hemi Demolition Derby Edition. So let's give the 2022 Fender Charcoal will be set and step it in to see how facing up with some street racing vehicle without hitting each other. But after all, Demolition Derby really wants to step in for having a one part of the event to have one part of the segment. So let's go Top Gear and go old fashioned to see how classic cars will do the best. Oof. This could get a wreck around on the track. So I really hope the tires might need to stay in good condition.
Leading is a good look on you.
So I'll have to stick it to the focusing as Jeff did and brake appliedly. Okay, the Challenger is in. I'll have to get back in first. Okay, go by opposite direction on the exit point. Over 1 second. Coming in, wreck around. Final lap of the run. You guys really think about choosing any type of Demolition Derby cars for this part of the event as a live summon, so you might gonna have to be very extra careful if you really need to go up to be a bit more higher. But still trying out with a charcoal is actually to have a brand new edition, just like all the other Demolition Derby vehicles from the 20th century. But this one is the 21st century Demolition Derby car is now being born as a true beast mode. But still got a lot of chassis and even of course to have the front bumper to be used as a battering ram. Go by the drift, last stretch, check, and feel the speed in the check in progress. That's 300,000 followers earned, and one event is now being checked to need to do some work. Okay, the charcoal is doing some fine, decent work. Gonna have to choose for only one demolition vehicle to go in for the next one. Next up, 1956 Frontiera is now ready to go to step in. That would be considered to have another part of the Demolition Derby vehicle that has a better speed handling along with the other vehicles from the same brand. So on to the attempt 2. Give the good old-fashioned Frontiera, we'll have to be going for the main pace.
I don't know why anyone else is even bothering.
Okay, it's about to go hit and run. Gonna brace myself. Stay on the edge. Okay, that's good. A bit drifting is doing a bit distraction. So don't forget, tap the nitro when you have time to go recharge to be on the quick refill. Gonna stay on track. Go by the checkpoint to proceed. Whoa, Nelly. Come on. Push that old dog together. Okay, got the good respawn. Gonna have to get back up in 3.7 seconds to be update on the last checkpoint gap. The classic race turns into a one wreck fest to be around in the East Coast at Manhattan at the Financial South District. But still, it takes lack of potential that you need to go faster to get better than this. Okay, go by in the finish line and check and done. 2 minutes, 12.137 seconds. So let's have a good applied update, and it all makes sense. Fender Frontiera just took 102,078 points. It's now actually to have the best recommended demolition derby car ever yet. So it's all done, and just gonna have to add up or having a follow-up catch-up. Next up, Rallycross Vehicle to be take place in downtown Los Angeles at the South. Just in time, and go for only one part of the straight approaching to have a main part to go for having a stunt of performance. Good thing I just mapped out, and better grab your Mitsubishi Lancer WRC05 to be set and go highlight as a recommend rallycross vehicle. Do you know what it takes to see how a rallycross vehicle versus a street race event in downtown LA South for only 3 laps? But the only answer is, this could get much more pretty excited to be on a Jim Haka course. So let's give it a go and see how the Land Evo WRC05 to go faster to be amped up with a top speed of 174 horsepower and 600 horsepower is now going stationed at 230 per level. It's a test, challenge, and prove your worth to see how Rallycross vehicle is being more capable to do the best start and go for the show of the stunt talented performance. So let's give it a go, and first up is going on the jump.
This. You're a rock star.
Outstanding jump. But let's just gonna go drifting, doing some roll part of the chicane, checkpoint by checkpoint. Progression is the key that you might need to use this shortcut to go over here. It's pretty fast, simple, and excellent for having a piece of cake. Go by the jump, up and down, get back to do the same pattern, do a bit more drifting, and you'll be all settled in to do the same pattern. But what can I say, folks? Only one Rallycross event is going to be a heck of a stunt racing of the show. We're almost there. Final lap of the moment, and just going to keep things up a bit and go harder at it. Okay, pretty good traction respawn. Handling grip, check. Shortcut, all in. Sweet drift, and here comes the grand finale. Jump down I go. Now that's a quick time to go rallycross racing in downtown LA. Better than street racing, one rallycross vehicle will do the job to see one excited spotlight of performance. So that makes 119,000 is now go by added up to have 100 points. So speedrun is all about quick, faster, and simple, that every 6 event will be tested to see how good you are. Now on to the details that I just took a record. Wow! Just for only 1 minute, 50.228 seconds by using the Land Evo WRC-05. Very good, excellent stunt racing performance by challenging with street racing vehicle. So 2 more to go because I'm on a roll and Platinum is now going up by the update. So let's have a good time to go air race versus rally race vehicle in portfoliage. For this time, Tuck Morgan is now ready up and use the fourth gener. In this part of the mixed event, air race versus rally race vehicle to be climb around in the mountains to see which is going to be to do the best better. I bet Tuck Morgan is about to be ready to join in for having a one-on-one race between a pickup truck and an air race that I'm about to be using with a Harman Rocket HR3 2018 with UDRS Inspirtech livery that adds up 500 horsepower with top speed 252 miles per hour and per level on 270. This will be a very good time to go flight, and Tuck Morgan will have to do driving on the off-road to go explore. So here I come and ready for takeoff.
You're gonna win this easy peasy lemon squeezy.
This could be a bit more timing to be flying in the sky. This will be a piece of cake. So here comes the checkpoint. Gonna have to fly low and proceed on to the next area, so you might need to be repositionized to get closer. If you miss, all you might need to do is gonna have to try this again to go back to square one. That's good. Gonna stay on the air. Quickest way to get there and see how it goes. See what I mean? That's how you might need to stay focused onto that objective. But there goes my perfect distraction that I just missed for only one amount. But it's okay. Practice makes perfect. So that's very good. Only 1 minute, 7.310 seconds. 1 air race, 1 test, and excellency to see 116,852 points is doing a thumbs up check to be going double. And that's how, ladies and gentlemen, air race takes the win, and rally race vehicle on land will have to keep a good excellent eye out to be climbing up on the terrain. But it was a very good test of the experiment to see how the Team Summon is all about doing some series of mix and combo events all together by each 2 disciplines all together. For only 1 more event to go, the Alpha Grand Prix discipline will be challenging with hypercars this time. 45,000 bucks is going to be take place to go around in the south in the big land. It's about time to see how Alpha Grand Prix cars will be step in and beat the highway will be compared to the hypercar disciplines. So gonna have to sit back and wait and choose any Alpha Grand Prix race cars that you guys really want to go for it to have your pick, and I'll have to get mapped out to see how it settle in to do it. For the final event in speedrun, I'll have to use the Proto Concept Globe Motorsport 2023 For the final event in speedrun, I'll use the 2023 Pro. Alright, let's try this again. For the final run in speedrun, I'll use the For the final run in speed run, I'll use the 2023 Proto Concept Globe Motorsport with 1117 horsepower with top speed 285 miles per hour is now going actually to be at 340 per level. But very good excellency to see how the recommend Alpha Grand Prix car is now actually to go faster, better, and much more stable of the improvement to see how capable to be driving in the highway. So let's find out and get yourself prove your luck and go faster to be kick it up from 0 to 300 miles per hour.
I'll stop talking so you can start driving.
Alright, going up by over 250 miles per hour, riding in the big land, and doing a bit more time to go clean racing to be safe. So you guys might gonna have to work together as a team in order to beat the time is all about going faster on the rush. And it looks like I'm on the rush. That means this highway is a perfect place to be here for the Alpha Grand Prix discipline for this week. A fastest head start by exactly in the update by 13 seconds. So it'll have to get there and prove your word to see how any Alpha Grand Prix cars is going to be more likely to be capable on the track. But it's no longer on the track. It's an open road and a highway to get you in and make your way on to the arrival of the destination. So it'll have to get faster between in 20 seconds on the gap distance. So almost there in about 50%. Keep going. Okay, very good, excellent run. There goes one jump. Gonna stay on the brake to keep a good balanced hold. That's a good HEB car. Stopping at 75% progression. I'm on a high roll and perfect run on the boost. Now arriving in Navajo Trail, 44 seconds update on the gap. Just 8 more to go. Finish line is not yet to be appear. And there you are. Safe and clean run. That's 2 minutes, 34.676 seconds is now being applied on the first attempt. But very good massive whooping to see 122,573 points is now excellent to see how capable to be using for only one Alpha Grand Prix car. Good job, and speed run is complete. Talk about having a time to go deem summon will be on the rush. 6 event and 3 skills is now being highlighted and checked and adds up to have an extra to have 30 motor star points. So gonna have to check again, and there will be some more rewards to be unlocked. 3 unlock, and let's have a good look. More bucks, Forgotten Island Smoke unlock, and the Volkswagen Golf GTI Dash Edition 2014. So I'm on the halfway point, you guys. This is going to be a very good, excellent start out there to be purchased by using 4 million bucks to get these more exclusive vanities and 2 cars added. But the third one is actually to be quite very good to have a different modification. Just to have 25 more exclusive tier to go, and I can't wait to get the Proto Flashback 1986 will be acquired and added to the collection, will be imported to Motorfest. But speaking of which, I hope you guys did a good job out there to be participate on playlists when you're playing in the Crew Motorfest. Unlike the Crew 2, but both racing games to be related to the same franchise is very much more proud excellent to have some hypercars, more racing cars, and even of course to have some real cars with rally raid vehicles to have different kinds of vehicles altogether. So what do you guys think? Because we still love playing the Crew 2 and Motorfest. Give your questions, thoughts, and answer, because this will have to take a freely time momentarily, so I have to get ready to go to wrap this up in the next video. The Thunderwave addition to the Mazda RX-8, and even of course to have a blue Petals Nitro exterior parts for the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 6 GSR Drip Edition. So gonna have to go for the preview, and this is how 5 events, including with a standard drip addition to the Land Evo 6, will be ready to step in. But I can't wait to get the Thunderwave addition to the Mazda RX-8, and then this will have to take a 3 Mazda RX-8 car collection is all I need to be prepared for having a quest for my Total Drama OC. But I had to give a contact on Genesis, so I had to be ready to go down and plan to do the story after this. But only next week or two, so this one is definitely might have a force vehicle to be included as an icon to be well needed. So, after the rising sun strikes back again, Dust to Dust is now being scheduled on September 27 before at the end of the month until October 4th is now actually to be well placed on to proceed of the schedule. After Dust to Dust, the sequel to the Ford Attic is now coming in to get the brand new addition to the Ford GT, which is known as the Ruby Edition. And even of course to have the player's choice by coming soon, so we have to find out and wait. So we got 3 events plus a rerun is all we might need to be patient by every week. So don't forget, the UDRS committee is about to be arrived, and go prepared to do some major operation to go overdrive by doing some changes and edits after finishing for only one part of the live stream video. We'll go cover up, and then the encore content part will be set and go for commencing with a major marathon. So, thank you for enjoying watching the video in the Crew 2 folks. I hope you enjoyed. Just go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, Discord, Patreon, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS liveries, Vision Total Drama fan art with car liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be see you guys next time for continue on in the live summit event in the Crew 2, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.